Hello, loves, and happy Wednesday. I am Terry True Crime, and welcome to Midday Missing, where we highlight current missing person cases that need more attention. Now, we live stream every Monday and Wednesday at noon Central, or as I like to say, Texas and now Sam time, unless Llama is streaming a trial over on Couch Court. If that's the case, we stream during court's lunch break. Now, if you haven't yet liked this video, please go hit that like button and subscribe, and then hit the notification bell so that you don't miss when we go live or when we drop new episodes. Now, if you're listening on the podcast app, please download, leave us a review. Okay. This helps others find our little bitty show. Okay. Now, I want to say hello to everybody that's here before we get into things. Hello, Lainey. Hello, Lady in Gray. Oh, and we even have the llama here. Hello, Miss Llama. Thank you for helping me with some technical difficulties before we went on. Okay. Now, if you need more of me and Llama, you can always find us doing something on our True Crime and Wine Time YouTube channel. And if you become a member, we have several levels, with the first starting at just 99 cents. Now, guys, as a channel member, you will get exclusive content, special emojis, happy hours with me and Llama, and much more depending on the level. Now, if you're a channel member on the Cozy Crew or Ride or Die level, you need to head on over to the community chat when we're done with this, because we just dropped a post exclusive for each of your levels with November sneak peek for merch and the link to purchase before the general public. Okay, guys? So you definitely want to go over there, because we have some really cool stuff that dropped, and you guys can buy it before anybody else, which I think is kind of cool. Also, for all of our members, I even dropped a getting ready with me video this morning, dropped it straight to the channel. There's no music, no cool graphics. It's just me. And I'm asking for some advice and some help. I already got some great ideas from Lady in Gray, but I still want more, because I'm thinking I might take a different hostess gift for each day, because I am a mom and I am extra, right? I can't take just one thing. Oh, on top, thank you for the super chat. And I have to say, I love your picture, your profile picture. Kind of, if you remove the animal's face and if you put a heart there, it looks like my tattoo. Lady in Gray says that she's been looking at the merch goodies. So many choices. So many choices. Hello, Sam, over on Facebook. Now, guys, I got to take a deep breath, because this first case is a doozy, okay? It is not just a missing person case. It also includes an unsolved murder. And a guy I don't think I like very much, but I don't have enough information to 100% say he's a POS, but I'm going to say I got a lot of red flags, okay? So I'm going to suggest you buckle up, because I have a lot to say today. And you're all going, nothing new, Terry. We're kind of used to that, right? I know. It's okay. Now, sorry, guys. This one's rough, okay? In 1992, 16-year-old Rosa Delgado was living with her family in Hartford, Connecticut. She was young, bright, and full of hope for her future when she met 32-year-old Julio Camacho, a uniformed officer with the Hartford Police Department. Now, Julio often drove his patrol car past Rosa's building, flashing a smile or striking up conversation. And it wasn't long before their talks turned into something more, a relationship that would change the course of Rosa's life forever. Okay, guys, did you notice the ages? Okay. She was 16. He was 32. Anybody notice that? Red flag for me. Okay. Already a red flag. I don't know if anybody else is having red flags. I've got red flags. Okay. Now, Rosa soon discovered she was pregnant. On June 7th, 1993, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl named Rosa Maria Camacho, but everyone called her Rosita. And guys, she was the light of her young mother's life. But guys, Rosa was just 17. She was a child herself. I want to know right off the bat, guys, I told you I got a lot to say. How come a 32-year-old police officer and a 17-year-old having a child isn't a problem? Why was he not removed from the force? Why wasn't CPS brought in? I have sorry guys, I got to itch. I have so many questions, and like I said, I can't call him a POS because I don't have all the facts, and I am trying to remember these are my opinions. I think he's a scumbag. He's 32. Okay, she's 17. Now, she tried raising the child on her own. And when her relationship with Julio fell apart, she moved in with her sister Antonia for support. Now, the court ordered Julio to pay $188 a week in child support. But being the little piece of work he is, he fought it every step of the way. Okay. He already had three other children from previous relationships and was financially supporting his current wife's kids. And Julio made it clear he didn't want the responsibility of another child, not even one that shared his name. Okay, guys, I lied. I'm going to call him a POS. Okay, I was going to try really hard not to. You're 32. You are having relations with someone when she was 16. You started, having relations with her. And I mean, look, okay, look at this. She was a sweet, innocent thing. And I'm sorry, you're a police officer. You have power in that relationship. Okay. You have power in that relationship. You had fun. You made a child, but you didn't want to support the child. You're not a good guy. Now, thankfully, Rosa's family surrounded her with love. Okay. They helped her raise Rosita in a busy, laughter filled household. And by 1997, Rosa had another daughter, Alicia, a sweet baby girl who made Rosita a proud big sister. Okay. Despite all of life's challenges, Rosa was doing her best. Okay. And she loved her girls. Now, on October 24th, 1997, Rosa left her apartment around 4:45 p.m. with 4-year-old Rosita to grab milk, diapers, and a few candies from JJ's groceries. Guys, it was just a few blocks away. She had left baby Aisha in Antonia's care, promising, hey, I'm going to run down to the corner store, grab some supplies. I'll be right back. I'm going to take Rosita with me. Nice little walk, right? Guys, Rosa and Rosita never made it home. Okay. And at first, Antonia tried to stay calm. She's not like Terry. Okay. Terry would have been overly insane. Okay. Now, she thought maybe they ran into a neighbor, stopped to chat. But as daylight faded, her worry turned into pure panic. She called around to friends and family. No one had seen Rosa or little Rosita. Then one of her sisters mentioned something important. She had seen Rosa talking to Julio outside his mother's apartment on Carpenter Street, just a block away from JJ's groceries. Another red flag? Anyone? Anyone? Now, it didn't seem strange at first. So Julio and Rosa still spoke occasionally because of Rosita. But that short conversation would become the last time anyone saw either Rosa or Rosita alive. Anybody else got red flags? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Now, when Rosa still didn't return, Antonia called the Hartford Police Department to file a missing persons report. But instead of immediate action, she was met with silence. Hmm, starting to make me wonder if they are anything like Massachusetts, where a certain trial just happened recently and there was a lot of not so great police officers. I don't know. But guys, days passed, then weeks. No interviews, no searches, no urgency. Okay. Antonia later told the Hartford Current that for 3 weeks, they don't do nothing. They took the complaint and it stayed in the computer. My niece and sister are missing. Everybody in the department knows she's Julio's daughter, but they let nothing go outside the department because he's an officer. Guys, wouldn't you think that if a police officer's child and the mother of his child went missing, that law enforcement would kick their butt into overdrive? I mean, my brother and I are not close, but if I went missing and my child went missing, I think even my brother, the law enforcement would be like, "Oh, this is an officer's family member." Shouldn't they kinda go to the top of the list? I mean, I'm not saying they get priority, but shouldn't you do a little extra? I mean, I would think so. But guys, Antonia was right. It wasn't until November 19th, nearly a month later, that police finally questioned Julio Camacho. A month, guys. By then, we all know whatever evidence may have existed was probably long gone. Now, law enforcement claimed a language barrier had slowed the investigation, but that explanation didn't hold up. Okay. Antonia spoke English fluently. And also, guys, several officers in the department spoke Spanish. So even if she didn't speak English, there was people who spoke Spanish. Guys, the truth was much simpler. The case involved one of their own, and they were trying to protect them. So I'm going to say the language thing is totally bullshit. Okay. Now, on November 21st, the department finally went public asking for tips. But by then, Rosa's family knew something terrible had happened. As investigators stumbled, Mr. Julio, piece of shit that he is, was busy filing paperwork, asking the court to terminate his child support and demanding a DNA test to prove Rosita was even his. And guys, he didn't bother to tell the court that Rosa and Rosita were missing. Okay, guys, is that not insanity? He tries to do all this shit and doesn't bother to say, oh, when they're missing, how can you do a DNA test on somebody that's missing? Please tell me. Okay. Now, Rosa's family also noticed something else. After October 24th, Julio never called again. He stopped visiting. He stopped asking about his daughter. It was as if Rosa and Rosita had vanished from his conscience completely, if he even had a conscience. I want to know in chat, anyone else think Julio's a piece of shit? Anyone? Because I do. And it's been the week of piece of shits. Okay. Dustin from Couch Court with Llama's trial, my two guys on Monday. This has been the week of piece of shits. Okay. Humans, can we try to do better in life? Can we? Because we got enough. Okay. Now, just before Thanksgiving came a horrifying discovery. On November 26, 1997, 180 miles away from Hartford, two duck hunters spotted the body of a woman floating in Columbia Lake, which is in rural western New Jersey. Her head and hands had been removed. Investigators called her the Lady of the Lake. So did the public. They didn't know who she was. And DNA testing in 1997 couldn't give them quick answers. Okay. For months, investigators from different states worked to identify her. But the brutality of the crime had almost erased nearly every clue. Now, Charles Pickett from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children later said they didn't count on anyone finding the body. And if it was found, they didn't count on anyone identifying it. They tried to cancel her identity and cancel their tracks. Guys, the location was significant too. Okay. Columbia Lake set off Interstate 80 along a stretch known to law enforcement as a dumping ground for out of state killers. Law enforcement. I think there's somebody in this story who's in law enforcement. Let me think who that is. Oh, yeah, Julio, the piece of shit. Now, whoever left Rosa there knew that area well and knew who makes them disappear. Now, by October of 1998, a year after Rosa and Rosita vanished, Julio resigned from the Hartford Police Department. Good. Claiming his wife was sick and needed care. Now, behind the scenes, investigators were quietly building a case. Now, when they raided Julio's home, what they found was chilling. They found a handmade hatchet that gleamed as if it had just been scrubbed, a wire garrote with looped handles, 2 sawed-off shotguns, and a map of New Jersey with the hand-drawn route leading directly to Columbia Lake. Now, the trunk of his car had been stripped and sanded down. Everything about it screamed clean up. And yet, guys, I hope you're okay, because despite all of this, no arrest was made. You heard me. No arrest was made. Okay. I see something exciting. Up. Lainey just scored tickets to tonight's sold-out performance of Rocky Horror at the Bucks County Playhouse. That is awesome, and I'm excited for you. I need some fun after this. Now, guys, in May of 1999, DNA confirmed what Rosa's family already feared. The Lady of the Lake was Rosa Delgado. Now, Julio Camacho was officially named a suspect, but again, guys, he walked around free. Now, in 2000, Julio's name resurfaced, this time in a federal corruption probe of the Hartford Police Department. Interesting. 5 women came forward accusing Julio of sexual assault while on duty between 1995 and 1997. According to records, he would handcuff, abduct, and rape women, all while wearing his uniform. Guys, let's not forget, he also was messing with a 16-year-old and got her pregnant when she was 17. Okay. Now, in 2001, Julio took a plea deal admitting guilt in 2 of the assaults. He was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. But guys, even then, he was not charged in Rosa's murder or in Rosita's disappearance. Now, meanwhile, investigators kept searching for little Rosita. Billboards went up around Hartford. The FBI and the state of Connecticut offered a $100,000 reward. Still, no sign of little Rosita. Guys, I have goosebumps. Years later, in 2016, federal agents returned to the Cromwell property where Julio once lived. The original home had burned down, but the new owners allowed them to search the land. Excavators and forensic teams dug for days, but authorities have not found what or if anything was found. Today, Rosa's murder remains officially unsolved. Her daughter Rosita has never been found, and Rosa's youngest, Alicia, is being raised by her aunt, Anna Marie, and her uncle, Oscar, the same family who has refused to let Rosa's story fade away or for anyone to forget about little Rosita. Now, Alicia is now grown, still living in Hartford, and she is still haunted by the mystery that shaped her life. If Rosita is alive, she would be 32 years old today. Guys, Somewhere out there is the truth and a family that deserves justice. I think, Julio, you need to do the right thing and tell what you did. Okay? I don't have proof you did anything, but circumstantial, there's a lot of red flags for me. Okay? A lot of red flags. Guys, it's sad to think that we know what he did to Rosa. I can only imagine what he did to Rosita. So, if you know anything about the murder of Rosa Delgado or the disappearance of Rosita Camacho, guys, even if it's a rumor, even if you're not sure, if you think someone else is going to come forward, don't go ahead and call the contact. I mean, go ahead and call the contact. Contact the Hartford Police Department at 860-757-4000. And guys, if you're worried they won't do anything, go ahead and you can reach out to the FBI. They will take anonymous tips. I believe it's FBI.tips. Oh, thank you, Nightbot, for putting it in. It is tips.fbi.gov/home. Okay. Because look at that sweet little face. Look at that sweet little face of Rosita. She needs to be found so her family can either help her get help if she's been held somewhere, or they can bring her home and bury her if she's no longer with us. Okay. Lainey says, I wonder if I know these people, but don't recall hearing about this. I spent a lot of time in Hartford in the 90s. Lainey, I am shocked by how little this case was covered. Shocked. Okay. Shocked. So please, if you know something, please say something. Now, guys, if you know of or you have a loved one that's missing and you're interested in having their story featured on an upcoming episode, or if you want to join me for a live interview, or if you just want to talk to me and tell me about your loved one, please contact Amy, our producer, by emailing her at amy@tcwtmedia.com. Or, guys, you can send me a DM on any of our social media accounts. My Terry True Crime, send it to me, okay? Because we would love to carry the story about your loved one. Now, this next case, in 1987, oh my gosh, guys, 1987, I was 17 years old. Okay, 28-year-old Elizabeth Kovalik vanished from New Haven, Connecticut. She was a devoted mother to a young son, and she was described by her sister Jeanette as fun-loving, energetic, and beautiful. Now, Jeanette remembers the joy of singing, dancing, family picnics, and rollerblading with her sister. Memories that now serve as a cherished reminder of Elizabeth's vibrant spirit. Now, in the days leading up to her disappearance, Elizabeth had missed work at Dictaphone Corp on November 9th and 11th, only to return on the 13th. Now, the following day, she was seen at McKenna's bar on Chapel Street in New Haven with two men. Okay, that night she stayed in the city, and an acquaintance later drove her home. Now, when Thanksgiving came around and went without word from Elizabeth, her family grew alarmed. Okay, because that just wasn't right. Now, on November 22nd, they reported her missing. Now, Elizabeth had occasionally dropped out of sight before. She had never missed a family holiday. Her disappearance also felt different, more final. Trust your gut, people, like they did. Investigators soon discovered that none of her belongings were gone. Her credit card had not been used, and she had spent much of November frequenting New Haven. Now, a coworker later recalled that Elizabeth had been acting strangely just days before she vanished. I could not find any descriptions of what strangely means because, guys, I'm strange every day. Now, Elizabeth was 5'5". She was 144 pounds with brown hair, brown eyes, and a birthmark on her inner right forearm. Despite extensive searches and years of waiting, there have been no signs of her. In 1994, 7 years after her disappearance, she was declared legally dead. Her family erected a memorial plaque in her honor, and her sister raised Elizabeth's 3-year-old son, ensuring he would always know how loved his mother was. Uh, Now, if you have any information about the disappearance of Elizabeth Kovalik, please contact the Milford Police Department at 203 877 1465. Because, guys, people do not just vanish. It's been a long time since I've said this, but aliens do not just come out of the sky and beam people up, okay? They don't. So, I'm also going to ask you to please go to our social media, share the missing poster flyers for Rosita and Elizabeth. Let's help these families by doing what little we can, and that is sharing their loved ones' stories. Okay. Now, it still says after dark safety tips, guys. I don't know why we haven't updated it, but I will see that it gets updated. But lovelies, we are coming up on the holiday season, okay? The holidays should be a time of joy, family, and peace, not panic, theft, or regret. Now, I'm going to be honest here. Holidays and spending time with family can also be pretty triggering. It can also be stressful as shit, or at least in my case, okay? Between crowded stores, um, awful relatives, online shopping, travel, it's easy for us to let our guard down. Okay. Now, here's a few tips to help keep you safe. Okay. Lock up tight, guys. Whether you're just running out for cocoa or you're heading out of town, make sure all your doors and windows are locked. Okay. Criminals know people travel during the holidays. That's why we have someone taking care of our home and our pets when we're going to be gone. Also, guys, keep your doors and windows locked when you're at home, okay? Please. Now, keep it bright. Use timers on lights, both inside and out, okay? If you can, turn your TV on using ALXEXA. I can't say her name because she'll start talking to me. Okay? You can turn on your TV. You can turn her on and have her play music. Make it look like someone is home. The goat babies, yes, on topics. Somebody's got to take care of my goats and my dogs. Also, don't be like Terry and broadcast your travel plans. And when I say don't broadcast, don't give the exact dates if your home's going to be empty. If you have someone who's going to be staying at your home, it's okay, but still don't give your exact travel plans, okay? And when you're posting your vacation pics, don't post your location of where you're actually at either. And what I mean by that, while I'm gone, I may post stuff on Saturday that we did on Friday. Okay. Also, if you don't have someone staying at your house, have a neighbor get your packages. Porch pirates love the holiday season. Okay. Track deliveries. If you don't have a neighbor to ask to grab your packages, delay the packages. Okay. You do not want a bunch of packages lined up. Uh-oh. Llama says she is not ready for the holidays. Llama, honey, you better get ready because they're coming pretty quick. Okay. Also, guys, be careful online shopping. Okay. Scammers love shoppers who are looking for deals. They will try to bait hook you, hook bait you. Don't do it. Okay. Also, if you can, use credit cards because they offer better fraud protection and less direct access to your bank account. If you have to, go take cash and put on a prepaid debit card. Use that so it's not attached to your bank account. Okay. Hi, Liz. Also, guys, check your statements. Okay. Don't, I mean, if it wasn't for Double H, I would get scammed and not know. He checks our bank statements every couple of weeks. We found fraud charges because of him. We know it wasn't because of me. Okay. Now, also, guys, plan ahead. Check the weather and road conditions before traveling. Make sure you have an emergency kit in your car if you're driving water, snacks, flashlight, blanket, phone charger, first aid supplies. Okay. Don't pack just wine. You got to pack other things. Also, don't leave gifts, electronics, or luggage visible in your car. If you've got luggage in the back of your car and you're going in to eat somewhere, take a blanket to cover it up. Don't leave it, visible. Also, guys, fatigue is the problem. If you're tired, you need to find a place that is safe to rest, okay? Do not drive while you're tired. It's just as bad as driving intoxicated. Also, guys, I know the family can be a lot rough to deal with, so you might want to have an extra glass of wine or two. If you're driving, don't designate a driver or use a ride share. Okay. If you live close enough and you're going to walk home, don't walk home alone because we don't need any grandmas like me getting run over by a reindeer. Okay. We don't need that to happen. I say this often, trust your instincts. Okay. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, leave. Okay. Also, I am giving you permission. If you're at a family gathering and Uncle Bob is making you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to leave, even a family gathering. It's okay to have boundaries. You are not there for them to make fun of you, abuse you, make you feel uncomfortable. No, you're an adult. You can leave. And if they want to shame you, you just tell them Terry said it's okay. Also, keep an eye on your drink, please. Please. Holiday parties are still unsafe, even if it's a work party. You know your coworkers, but do you ever really know them? Do you? Do you? Okay, keep an eye on your drink. Know your exits. I don't know if Llama remembers when we went out to eat in Ohio. I have to sit where I can see the door and all the exits. If not, my head is constantly on a swivel if I can't see all the way people can come in or out. Okay. I just need to know. So do you. Okay. Also, guys, teach your kids the safety basics. Teach your kids. Okay. Don't have to scare them, just teach them. Also, check on your neighbors, especially elder ones, even those old people that aren't very nice. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. Check on them. Okay. Make sure they're okay. Make sure they're okay. Because sometimes holidays are hard, okay, for isolated individuals or their elderly. And maybe you stopping by to check on them will make their day. Okay. Also, guys, take care of your pets. Please make sure your pets are taken care of. If you're going to board them while you travel, please do your research. Check the facility because don't assume that they're all safe. Okay? Please don't assume they're all safe. That's all of my tips for the day. All of my tips for the day. Except for this, if you are traveling by plane, please check the airports for delays due to shortages of staff. Oh my gosh, Savage's here. Sammy, stop trying to spike Savage's drink. Okay. Try to do it a little bit more incognito. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't spike anybody's drink. And Savage, shame on you. Sammy would be the last one to spike it. It's long about she's gonna spike it. Okay. Now, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again on Monday for our next episode of Midday Missing. Guys, I want you to stop and think about this. The family of the missing, every day they wonder where their loved one is. But also, guys, around the holidays, they have to face the fact that they're having Thanksgiving without their daughter, their niece, their brother, their son. And when everyone goes around the table to say they're thankful, they can't say, I'm thankful that everyone's here. I want you to think about that. So when I ask you to share their missing person posters, it's just a little something we can do in hopes that their loved ones can be found. So I just want you to stop and think about that. I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I want you to think about that. Okay. Now, follow us on all of our social media platforms to stay connected and be a part of the conversation. Guys, the weather's cooling off here in Texas. If you are on the TikTok, you need to follow me, Terry True Crime, because I will start sleeping in a hammock outside when the weather is below 60 degrees at night. I will be snuggled up outside in my hammock sleeping all night long. And I do have a tendency to pop on TikTok and make crazy videos and let people ask questions. So if you want that kind of insanity and you're on TikTok, definitely come over. But we also post fun, crazy stuff on all of our other social medias. Okay, guys. Now, if you're new here and you're not aware, True Crime and Wine Time airs every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Terry and Sam time. And this is where we offer weekly deep dives into shocking true crime cases. And guys, and if Llama picks the case, it's also going to be the darkest case. Okay. But we do pair it with wine or something cool to drink. Now, this week, we are doing Halloween horror stories of real murders inspired by movies. Guys, it is triggering as shit. And I want to say to my True Crime and Wine Time community over on the Discord, why y'all give me shit about posting a little cute TikTok video of a guy who dresses up like Pennywise when our staff puts together the deepest, darkest cases out there on True Crime and Wine Time? But y'all want to tell me I need to be canceled for posting Pennywise. Somebody tell me Pennywise isn't real. And y'all want to give me shit. Please tell me why. Please tell me why. Y'all are giving me crap. So guess what, guys? I am going to start posting more of Pennywise because I think he's kind of cute. And you guys are just going to have to get with it. Okay? Now, I also don't want you to forget, if you're a channel member, I don't have a slide for that. We forgot to put one in, but we have our weekly TMI that streams every Friday night. Okay, the first Friday of each month, TMI streams for the public. The rest of the month is for channel members only. And guys, TMI means too much internet. It is unhinged. I mean, seriously, poop brownies? Who doesn't need poop brownies or condom popcorn? I mean, when I say it's unhinged, it's unhinged. Now, I will say in November, there's only going to, I believe, 2 episodes because of the holidays. But guys, you need to become a channel member. Our cheapest level is 99 cents. It's worth it to find the recipe on how to make condom popcorn and poop brownies. I mean, isn't that something you all need? I mean, chat, tell me, isn't it something you all need? I'm glad, Teresa, it's Teresa, or is it Teresia? Am I saying it right? I'm glad you like Pennywise. I don't like clowns, but if you haven't found the guy on TikTok who transforms into Pennywise, his makeup is amazing. And he does funny stuff dressed up as Pennywise. He's not doing scary stuff. Okay. It is funny. Okay. This is funny. It is. Those two things are not related. Are you talking about poop brownie and condom popcorn? Guys, I am considering trying the condom popcorn recipe. I just am too old to happen any condoms, and I don't want to go into the store to buy one. So I thought when I was at my son's for Thanksgiving, I might ask them if they have one that I could borrow so that I could come back and record me making it. I want to know if it really works. Okay. Now, guys, most importantly, please always stay safe. Stay aware. If you see something, say something. And let's post those missing person posters and let's help these families remember their loved ones and just possibly help get a tip that will bring them home. So I will see you guys on Thursday night. Bye, guys. Take care.